Hey everyone, how you doing? I thought I'd go live, say hey, what's up, and I thought I'd give this live session the theme of cultivating inner peace. Hello, how are you doing? I'm hanging out at a park, just did meditation, took a nap, did some qigong. It's a really nice day. I hung out with a squirrel. That was pretty cool. I thought I'd go live now that I'm back in my home province and talk about cultivating inner peace. If you're live, it always helps to just say hello. Definitely engaging in the chat helps to feed the live. But yeah, cultivating inner peace is a big theme of this channel already. A lot of these qigong routines, regardless of their focus, are part of a lifestyle habit structure, or they are tools that they can help with loosening up your shoulders, your hips, increasing blood flow, cultivating your chi, but for the sake of this chat, cultivating inner peace as well, which can be challenging to do in daily life. Hi, I love your work. I discovered you through the actualized form. Thanks so much for saying that, jumping in the live. You know, inner peace, it's one of the more valuable things in life. Recently I was reading a book by Deepak Chopra. Actually, it was an audiobook. I was listening to it while I was planting trees, and it was called Abundance. And so abundance is a multifaceted idea. We cultivate abundance, obviously, through earning more than we spend, building up savings, investing, managing our money well. But also, we build up abundance by managing our energy well, by managing our thoughts, by managing our emotions well, and cultivating inner peace is one of the ways to develop that inner abundance. Of course, in life, in the news, in the world, in our past, there are challenges. There are moments of stress and difficulty. And in these moments, our inner peace can be challenged, right? Of course. But that's why it's a cultivation, it's a practice, something that we come back to and we invest in over time through practices. And you can, I suppose, if you'd like to invest that time into it, become an energetic or an emotional or a peaceful millionaire, right? How many inner peace millionaires are there in the world? You would never know them by seeing them. It's kind of a hidden thing. There's probably not actually that many, especially in the West, right? We're so driven by stress and dopamine, and I've worked in a couple of offices now, and these environments can be very stressful. There's a lot of gossip, there's office politics, there's actual work-related stress, right? So how do we cultivate peace even in those environments? It's not easy. And of course, if you're in the live, say, hey, what's up? Engaging the live helps me to know kind of what to say, helps me guide the live and the conversation. Of course, there's no script here, I'm just free-flowing. So cultivating inner peace, it happens on multiple levels. First of all, we have to decide that that's something worth pursuing. You have to have the desire to do it. And you kind of need to be willing to place inner peace, or inner peace for this conversation, sort of at the top of your priorities, and then infuse that into everything else you're doing, right? All the various aspects of your life. And some of the key components of doing that is when you're looking at, looking at your finances or your health or your relationships or your work or your career. One of the ways that we develop inner peace while being active and engaging in the world is by cultivating that mindfulness muscle, by building a meditation habit. I recently found a really good app I'm gonna promote on this channel called Balance. You can use it for 1 year for free. It's usually about $83 a year. You can use it for free. And I'm not connected to these guys at all. I just really like the app. It's customizable and it teaches the foundations of a meditation practice that I don't really cover here on this channel. So by developing that mindfulness muscle really helps. And then from that place, as we're cultivating that, we want to be able to look at the components of our life objectively. And this is what is called metacognition. Metacognition is the practice of looking at yourself, your emotions, your thoughts, your reactions, other people, stimulus, whatever is happening in your awareness and your consciousness from this sort of elevated vantage point. And from there we can, begin to become more aware of triggers, of emotions, of challenges. We can ask more useful questions like what is stress? What is anger? What is inner peace? By noting thoughts, by noting sensations, and these sorts of things. Inner peace is also cultivated by the willingness to let go. Letting go of thoughts, letting go of attachments. So of course letting go as well is a really powerful tool to use in cultivating inner peace, right? So when we develop that metacognition, as we develop our Qigong practice, our mindfulness practice, as we learn to observe thoughts, other people's reactions, our own reactions objectively and honestly, as we begin to, let's say someone says something or something happens, I'm not really sure what G Van is talking about, but that's okay. So as we're cultivating inner peace, letting go challenges, what we do is return to the breath, letting go of the aspects of life that we can't control, and also Becoming aware of our explanatory scripts helps as well to understand. For example, let's say, we'll use this as an example. So if you're watching live, Javan T just said, treating your views with disrespect is unprofessional and unacceptable. If you can't engage with your audience respectfully, maybe you should reconsider how you handle live streams. So when I read something like that, where it's sort of an inflammatory, accusational post or comment, which seems sort of, to me, out of the blue, I don't really know where that comes from. I'm sort of just here talking to myself. I would notice the response. So when I read that comment, there was an inflaming of stress, of discomfort in the body. There was a questioning point of, did I just say something unprofessional or rude? And ask myself that honestly. No, I didn't. And so, okay, well, this person has that perspective. The explanatory script would be, what is the reach of this comment? Does it actually reach into any other area of my life? No. Okay, well, so it's not that big of a deal. How long shall this accusation affect me? Probably not that long, because it's just one comment. And then, what else? Yeah, and how personal is it? Is there something about me that has changed? No. So that's okay. Cultivating inner peace requires the willingness to actually feel negative emotions as well, right? So as we feel our negative emotions, discomfortable emotions, in those feelings also contains actually the seed of inner peace. When we want to hide from difficult emotions, when we want to hide from uncomfortable truths about ourselves or other people, well, that's challenging as well. But it's a muscle that we're working on building. It's a multifaceted muscle. It requires a lot of different components. And that's another reason why I also promote reading books as well, not just Qigong, mindfulness, but also reading books. You can learn more about explanatory scripts in the book Learned Optimism, as well as the book Adversity Quotient. Your adversity quotient is your intelligence for dealing with challenges or adversities. It's a really good book. And by learning about these mental models of how these mental models that are cognitive models, explaining how we can deal with adversities in more useful ways, because in life you're going to face challenges. You're going to face challenges of many different sorts. So developing your adversity quotient, of course, is going to be a key component to developing inner peace as well, right? That's cool. So I'm just going to remove that person from the live stream. Put user in timeout for 24 hours. Okay, that's cool. As well, cultivating inner peace as well requires strong boundaries. So that's something you'll see me practice in these lives as well. So if you're going to be in the live, I want you to come in respectfully, and I want you to come in actually wanting to participate in the conversation. And if you don't, well, you're gonna get banned from the chat. Okay, so another thing that's really useful as well is cultivating your ability to not be gaslit by people, right? Because people might say things that aren't true, and you have to become so sovereign within yourself, within your own cognition, your boundaries, your self-respect, and your own knowing of yourself and of reality, that you will notice gaslighting when it happens. You don't always need to accuse someone of gaslighting. It's generally better that you don't. But recognizing that it's a regular part of reality. And no, I'm using gaslighting in a very broad way. It's more or less when, someone else might have a different model of reality than you. Someone might actually try to gaslight you a little bit. And when that happens, it's up to you to recognize that, set boundaries, and to move forward. So, I would love more engagement. So if you're here, what are you thinking about inner peace for you? Challenges you face, an experience, a technique, something you learned recently. Feel free to engage. I think I'll go live for another 20 minutes or so. Actually, my phone battery is low, so maybe another 5 or 10 minutes. I might go live later today because I have a day off. So, I think also what's sort of counterintuitive is that cultivating inner peace requires the willingness to feel your emotions and to be with those emotions and to contemplate them and to understand them. Because realistically, all of your emotions serve a purpose. For example, anger, generally, I like this definition from physician Gabor Mate. He says that anger is there often to help you to set a boundary. Obviously, we can use anger in a toxic way, but oftentimes we're angry because there's an injustice or a perceived injustice, a boundary has been crossed. So that can be a useful emotion. And of course, there's many other considered negative emotions that we have. Being willing to feel them with our awareness, especially when they're painful or challenging, can take practice. So we have to kind of get to know ourselves and what we can and can't handle, of course. But what's also interesting is that when we're, for example, feeling a negative emotion, let's say like yesterday I showed up at the new Airbnb, met another member of my crew who I'd known last year, and they were like very indifferent. They were like tired and not really interested in like communicating, and I kind of felt, an initial sort of rejection or something like this. In Byron Katie's work, she talks about the importance of questioning and asking the question, like, is this true? So, because oftentimes we are actually responding to like assumptions, guesses, interpretations of other people, of situations, of what's happening, of what it means about us, right? And oftentimes these things aren't even true. She has a whole system called the work, which I'd like to talk about in a future video, a scripted video. So that's interesting. So cultivating inner peace. I think inner peace, again, comes from spending time in nature, allowing yourself to rest. Cultivating inner peace can come from cultivating inner peace. Not only comes from mindfulness, qigong, breath work, spending time in nature, spending time with those you love, journaling, mindfulness journaling, cutting out toxic media from your information diet, avoiding like doom scrolling, which is something honestly I need to work on that a little bit myself. Doom scrolling on like YouTube shorts and these things. My son says it's easy to cultivate inner peace when your life is good. That's absolutely true. Like when things are going well, it's of course easy to cultivate inner peace. And of course, there will be times in your life when you might not feel peaceful. There are people in the world in situations where it's not peaceful, right? So in those situations, in those moments, of course, being realistic, dealing with life as it is at that time, of course, right? However, in those moments, let's say you're not in a life or death situation. You're just in a stressful situation that affects your inner peace. Okay, let's say that. Let's say you're not in a work stress, family difficulties, financial challenges. Like I was saying this earlier in the live. Those challenges is what's going to grow your muscle. First of all, you have to have the intention and the desire to cultivate inner peace. Then life appears, right? We deal with challenges. Those challenges are our teachers if we allow them to be, right? If we are willing to look at life objectively, to develop that mindfulness muscle to notice how we respond to external stimuli. Are we being reactive or are we being mindful? Are we practicing metacognition where we're looking at our thoughts, our emotions, our responses to the world? Are we allowing ourselves to maybe, let's say you are in a challenging situation, are you scheduling time during those challenging periods to do self-care, to do qigong, to do mindfulness? Because it's doing that that's going to help you grow. For example, when you're in a stressful situation, when you're facing a challenge in life, what happens is that you, for example, are activating the sympathetic nervous system. You're in a stress response. The more often you can use mindfulness, relaxation, take a hot bath, go walk in nature, journal, speak with a loved one about your challenges, do these things to help you cultivate that inner peace. When you can lower the physical stress, it actually helps to tonify that vagus nerve. It helps to actually rewire the nervous system and the mind as well. Neuroplasticity, the more aware you become, helps with neuroplasticity. You can begin to rewire it so that even when you do face challenges and you do face stress, if you have a cultivation practice, mindfulness, like these things I've just listed, you can actually rewire the nervous system over time. It takes practice. Like, for example, when you go into a gym, you can't just go in and lift like 100 pounds or 200 pounds on the bench press. You have to kind of go to the gym three times a week, let yourself rest, build up that strength over time. It's the same thing with your inner peace muscles as you're dealing with life's challenges. Because I don't think there's anyone in life who's not going to deal with stressful situations. I've been through them. I go through them on a regular basis. I live life. I engage with people. I work. I deal with challenging situations, challenging people, challenging moments. But we also, we live in this age of information. We have artificial intelligence like ChatGPT, Claude AI. There's thousands of audiobooks and books that are relatively affordable. There's YouTubers, there's websites that are free, there's libraries where you can go and get any book. And in order to cultivate inner peace, you are not cultivating inner peace just because your life is good. You're cultivating inner peace despite life's challenges, right? Okay, so my phone's low battery. I hope this is an enjoyable live. I will put it up. I will put it up for rewatch. I hope you're having a great day. Remember, cultivating inner peace takes time. It's something that we invest in on a regular basis. When we set that intention, it doesn't mean all of a sudden we're just going to be peaceful all the time. Life's going to throw us challenges. Internal challenges, external challenges. That's okay. We breathe through it, we come back to our routine, and we grow stronger in the face of these stressful situations and these challenges. We develop greater boundaries, greater skill sets. We practice metacognition, qigong, breathwork, journaling, and we grow strong and resilient in the face of life's challenges. And through this, through letting go, developing a blissful, joyful, compassionate, conscious, aware mind and body, inner peace follows as well. Thanks so much. I hope you're doing great. Hope you've been enjoying your Qigong practice. I'm going to go live later today, now that I'm back in my home province. And we're going to continue the theme of cultivating inner peace. Because I think a lot of people here are bringing up great points, great questions, and I think your questions help other people as well, right? So thank you so much for joining this live. My sense, much love. Peace out.